Hi everyone, this is Charmaine and I'm the registered dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes. And today we have Mike back. Mike was one of our testimonials a couple of years ago. It was a couple of years ago now. And I wanted to invite him back onto the interview just to see how he's doing and just to see how you can maintain this lifestyle even after the reversing diabetes program. So you can say hi to everyone, Mike.
Hi to everyone, Mike.
You're funny. So Mike, how has it been for you since you ended the program, and how were you able to maintain this lifestyle? Can you share a little bit of what your mindset has been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been phenomenal. I mean, Charmaine, it has been life-changing because just learning how to eat this way and just applying it, just everyday life has just been amazing. And the thing that I absolutely love is, the modules that we have within the program. I mean, they keep getting improved, which is amazing because I know things are getting made better for everyone. So, and that's made a big difference for me as well, too.
Awesome.
So it's just practicing it every day. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And what would you say is something that helps you in terms of staying on this lifestyle, if that makes sense?
Just, keeping the right mindset about things. Just making sure that, face it, if you go back to eating the way you did once before, what's going to happen? More than likely, you're going to get the same results. So, no, that's enough motivation for me to keep going, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. And is there any new results or updates that you have since the last time we had our interview? I know last time you talked about lowering A1C from, 10.2 to 6.2. You also, stopped your internal eye bleeding, which is amazing and phenomenal. So any updates with your results?
Yeah, still no more eye bleeding, which is amazing.
That's good.
So every time I get an eye exam, depending on the day, it's anywhere from 2010 to 2020.
Wow.
When they check the vision at any time. So, I mean, vision is definitely still improved from where it was from before. A1C, I'm out of range now. I think the last check I had was 5.4.
Wow, amazing.
So, and I don't have to see the doctor again for a while, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome. And it's encouraging to hear that it's not just the initial, all right, like lowering A1C from 10.2 to 6.2. It's continuing and maintaining this lifestyle and being able to really learn the tools that you have for the rest of your life, so you don't have to ever worry about diabetes again, right? Yeah,
absolutely. Awesome. And it's just inspiring because I talk to a lot of people every day. And it's just inspiring just to hear some of the stories and see some of the stories that we've had, people that have gone through the program. I mean, they inspire me. They really do.
Awesome. Talking about that, I know you're one of the coaches in our reversing diabetes program. You're so good that, you are able to lead. We just have great energy to lead our clients and, just to motivate them. So what would you say are some traits of people that are successful, that are able to see results, but also to be able to maintain this lifestyle? What do you think are some of their commonalities?
Well, we do weekly group coaching every week on Saturdays. And I always start off the call with wins. Being a gentleman, I let the ladies go first before the guys. That's kind of like my little theme.
Your motto.
But let me tell you, Charmaine, when people go over their wins, they are so excited. I mean, really, really excited. And it inspires other people as well, too, to see that other people are doing, good things. Now, the one thing I also share at the beginning is everybody's body is different. Everybody's body reacts differently to different foods and just different things, different conditions. So, and I tell everyone the only person you can really compare yourself is the one that you look at in the mirror. Because, some people, I don't want people to get discouraged if this person's been doing the program for, let's say, a month and just has phenomenal results, where another person's been doing it for a month and hasn't been doing as well. Because, everybody's body is truly different and things change differently on each other. The key thing is that you just stay consistent with the program. And the 3 words I've adopted throughout the program, and even to this day, is trust the process. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's a process every single day. I mean, in my food journals every day, you could ask Kara, I was putting down, trust the process every day, no matter whether it was good or bad.
I love that. I love that.
And that's the motto I kind of bring into the group coaching calls with everyone as well too. And yeah, I mean, last week I think I had almost all women in the call, because
Wow.
usually there's a couple of guys. I think one guy snuck in like about halfway through.
Uh-huh.
So, but it was a lot of fun. I love it.
Nice. I love it. I love the synergy you're able to create. And it's true, when people talk about things that are going well, it creates a snowball of positive effects, right? You're
Mhm.
able to see other people's results, you're inspired. And I think that's one thing that I also encourage those that are watching this video to watch other videos. I mean, watch the one Mike had originally, but watch other videos as well, because once you're able to see other people, reverse their diabetes, you start believing that you can too. It's kind of, when runners, they break a record, everyone else starts breaking that record too, right? When you see it's possible. And I think that's something that is really important. It's to celebrate the victories, right? One thing that I thought about is one thing that really helps our clients make sure that this is sustainable is having flexible eating, right? What would you say is your tip when it comes to your own flexible eating? How do you get back on track, quote unquote? What do you think are some of your suggestions there?
Well, again, I'm going to go by the tip that I got in the program when I first got started with Coach Kara.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, look, it's one day at a time, one meal at a time.
Mm.
And that's how I approach it. Because like I said earlier, if you go back to the way that you were full time, you're going to get the same results. But if you approach it with it's just one meal and you get right back on track, that's what has been the key for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know others that I've spoken with too, like when we do the group coaching and everything. So, and people call it, a cheat meal or don't feel good about it. But you know what? The thing is, if you're not doing it all the time, it's not going to have an adverse effect on you.
Yeah.
So, in fact, and this is true of me and then others I've had in group coaching as well too, sometimes when you do have that flex meal, you don't feel good afterwards.
Mm.
You don't. So, because for me, when I was going through the program, I mean, my taste buds changed completely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was some foods I wouldn't even touch before that are like some of my favorites now.
Yeah.
Like Brussels sprouts is one of those. Now that's actually absolutely one of my favorite foods. Asparagus was kind of the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the one thing I was taught going through the program is like seasoning makes a big difference as well too.
Mm-hmm.
So when you season your foods, it brings like a whole new life to them.
Yeah.
And see, the cool thing is I used to look at different things I used to eat and try to make them healthy now, like the plant-based way. There's some websites out there and like video channels that you can go to learn how to do that with.
Yeah.
And I've learned how to do that. I'll give you an example. Ground beef is one of them. So there's a YouTube channel that I found that makes a thing called veggie ground. And I absolutely love that. It's like one of my staples now.
Yeah.
That I use all the time. Instead of like scrambled eggs, I'll make like a tofu scramble. And there's a lot of different ways that you could use to make that. In fact, the last time I made tofu scramble, I mixed some of the veggie ground into the tofu scramble to kind of get the best of both worlds, and because it's just loading up the veggies even more and more.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're able to find so many tips and tricks. And, I think that's what I love about this program the most is, yes, like we have a program, we have a structure, we have a step-by-step guide to bring you from A to Z, but each and every one of our clients take it and make it their own, right? Like they have their own twist to it. Like for you, you found different ways to add your veggie ground. I know I've heard you say that many times.
Yeah.
Of, being able to make it your own. I think that is also really important as well. So I love that you're able to enjoy foods in a different way. And also, once you change your lifestyle, like you said, when you do have flexible eating, you may enjoy the food at the moment, but in the end you're like, it's not that great, right? Like it doesn't make you feel as good as a whole foods plant-based diet, right?
Yeah, I'll use an example. My wife loves Mexican food. So we've got a local Mexican restaurant that we go to. They do veggie fajitas. So, and I've learned that whenever you go out to a restaurant, you can always ask for your foods to be prepared a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked for the veggies to be steamed. Guess what? One day I forgot to ask about it, and they came out oily as can be. And I'm like, I can't eat this.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? I'll pay for a second dish if I need to, but can you please remake this with steamed vegetables?
Yeah.
Because once the oil left my body and I hadn't had it for a while, it almost tasted like a bad chemical, if that makes sense. When it was kind of reintroduced again, I'm like, no, I can't do that. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love that trick. I've never thought about asking them to steam it. I always get steamed vegetables, but like sometimes when I ask them to not add oil, they're like, we can't do that, because they're stir frying it. But when you ask them to steam it, it's like, oh, okay, like I know how to do that, right? I know how to steam it. So that's a really good point that you have there. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love doing that. Wherever I go, I try to find a way to have something that is absolutely enjoyable.
Yeah,
so.
I love that. What would your advice be to someone? I know I asked that, a year and a half ago, but what would your advice be to someone who is on the fence about changing their lifestyle in reversing diabetes, or if they're, watching these videos and they're not sure if they should take the leap or not? What would you say to them?
The one thing, because this was true for me for a long time, if you keep doing what you're doing and expecting a different result, but doing it the same way, that's kind of the definition of insanity. So be willing to, try something new.
Yeah.
Step out on the edge a little bit. And what's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to get healthier. Oh, shucks. Isn't that a good result?
You're hilarious, Mike. I love that. Anything else you want to tell our audience?
Yeah, believe in yourself, okay? Because that's the biggest thing. Switching over from like a typical American diet to a whole food plant-based diet, a majority of it is right here. Okay, it is. Because, I've learned to really fall in love with food again, with just different ways of eating. I grew up, my mom was Mexican, my dad was Italian. So my mom cooked like the best of both worlds. And there's usually a lot of high fat in those meals. So what I try to do is try to replicate the meals, but in a healthy way. And guess what? There's a lot of people that actually do that. There's websites that we recommend to people to go to see different things, and even YouTube channels. There was one I found and I haven't tried this yet, but I will one day. And actually, someone on group coaching did it one day, where they made a veggie salmon made with tofu. And they use nori seaweed as like the skin.
Oh,
so,
interesting.
Yeah, and it came out really, really good. The only thing the person said was that try to eat it all in one sitting, because the leftover wasn't as good as the one time.
Yeah, I can totally eat a block of tofu in one sitting.
Oh yeah,
I can do that. Yeah.
Well, I made some. I love tofu myself. So the other day I had made this up. I picked up a little. I'm like a gadget guy, so I picked up a tofu press. So I pressed the tofu, and then it had a cutter that came with it, so I cut up the tofu, and then I soaked it in coconut aminos. Okay, and then I threw seasoning on there, like a salt and pepper based seasoning, and then I air fried it. Oh my god! So it came out as Tofu Bites, and it came out so amazing. So yeah, I wound up actually eating the whole block of tofu.
Oh, I will definitely do that too. I can eat tofu with just soy sauce and I'll finish it. But usually it's the soft tofu that I like.
Well, what did I use? I think it was extra firm, because it's actually the first time I'd actually cooked with tofu in the air fryer. So I air fried it for, I think it was like 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah. And I think if you cook it a little longer, it's not going to hurt it. Just get a little crispier. But oh my god, it just came out so good.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Mike, and It's always so inspiring just hearing your story and just seeing you inspire other people as well. There's so many people that enjoy the group coaching, enjoy having one-on-one with you, just discussing their lifestyle change. And so I really appreciate you. And I don't know how we're so lucky to have a team member like you. So thank you so much for sharing, Mike. And for those of you who are interested in learning more about what we do, what the science is behind reversing type 2 diabetes, make sure you watch our free reversing diabetes training. And if you're interested in working with me, Mike, and our amazing team and community of people who reversed their diabetes, make sure you book a call with us. You might get on a call with Mike, who knows? Thank you so much for watching, and we're just so excited for your life to change. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you later. Have a good one.